What is the purpose of life? General understanding on this question, people, different backgrounds, different cultures, different countries, different age groups, men, women, youth, elderly people, kings, ordinary citizens, everybody, they answer their understanding to this question, what is the purpose of life, is simply to be happy. They're searching for happiness. They want to be peaceful. They want to be in sukha. The purpose of life is to be happy, whatever they are doing. Imagine a person. He is having good physical health. He is having good mental health. He is having a good career with good income, good financial income, and good lifestyle. He has a good family and good relationships. And he is having good respect in society. And all the different areas of life, it looks like a perfect picture. And everybody is thinking, oh, he's achieved the purpose of his life. Perfect. But what is happening is this particular person who has all the things covered, everything is looking picture perfect. One day he's thinking, sitting and thinking alone. Is that all to it? Is that all to it? Good health, good mental health and physical health, good career, financial health also very good, family and loving relationships are good, society in good recognition, but still he feels empty in the heart. He thinks, is this all? Something is missing in pursuit of happiness. So he's thinking, like all of us, when I was very young, I thought once I pass through this school, then the college, I get my degrees, I'll be happy. Now, after doing all that, then he thought, now I must get a job, then I will be happy. Then after getting a job, he got a job and he got promotions, he got what he wanted. He said, I should get married. When I get married, I'll be happy. Now he get married, children, they are growing up, responsibilities. And then he says, now I'll be happy. I'll be happy in future when I have a good retirement. I'm properly retired. Safe retirement, fulfilling retirement, I'll be happy. But if you see very carefully, each time he achieved the purpose of his life as happiness, and then when I get this, I'll be happy. But after achieving that, again the happiness moved away. And then again moved away. He got the next goal, and then again happiness moved away. After marriage, oh, when I have children, I'll be happy. Got children, then what next? They also have to go to school. So this pursuit of happiness is like a moving target. It's like a moving target. Why it is happening? If the purpose of life is happiness or to be happy, and even after achieving happiness through various ways, why they are feeling still unfulfilled, still unhappy, still something missing in life? What is that missing? So what is happening here is the purpose of life, everybody agrees, is to achieve happiness. But the problem, according to Bhagavad Gita and Lord Krishna, is they agree with the answer. Bhagavad Gita is not against happiness. The problem highlighted by Bhagavad Gita is this happiness, what you are looking at, is limited. There is something different, which is unlimited happiness. This one has a beginning and an end. Therefore, before even asking this question, the most fundamental question to be asked, I repeat, before even asking this question, what is the purpose of life? That can be answered only when you answer the more fundamental question, who am I? Why I am born? Why I have to die? These fundamental questions have to be answered. Who am I? So I'll read this shloka from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2. Okay, chapter 2, text 13. We'll begin from there. The understanding what is the purpose of life, true purpose of life. The fundamental question, who am I, is answered in this question, in this shloka, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 13. Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara tata dehantara praptir dhirastatra na muhyate. Translation: as the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. So we are born, and the soul is there inside that newly born baby. As the baby grows, the body is changing, but the soul is same. That's why we can remember when I was 2 years old, when I was 5 years old, I can still remember. But where is that body when I was 2 years old? That body is no more here. I'm age 61. Now I have a 61-year-old body, or going to be 61. So this body is there. Where is that 2-year-old body? Where is that 5-year-old body? Where is the 10-year-old body? Where is the 20-year-old body? Where is the 30, 40, 50 years old body? But I can remember whatever happened in all those years. Some incidents I can remember. When I was 15 years old, I passed out my SSLC exam. Or when I was at age 21, I got my first job. But the body which got the first job is not this body. That was 21-year-old body. The body that got the SSLC marks card is not the 21-year-old body. It was a 15-year-old body. The body is changing. The soul is not changing. This understanding you must have. That means we are trying to find happiness on a different platform. Means Krishna is telling you are trying to find happiness on a material platform, which he is not against. He is not against you getting your SSLC marks card or a certificate or your college degree, you getting married, you getting a job, you having a comfortable home, you having a beautiful car, you traveling for pleasures. All this he is not against. In fact, he teaches all that. But he is telling this happiness you are enjoying is limited. It's very limited. That's why he goes on to explain in why it is limited is this happiness which you think is happiness is actually a source of unhappiness. Why? Because this is temporary. You work very hard whole year and then you go and take exams and then you get very high marks and you pass out either that SSLC marks card or the degree certificate you get. That is there just for a minute. Finished. Next, hey, which college I must apply for intermediate board or PUC? And after that, you get that certificate. It is temporary. Finished. Hey, next what? Again, anxiety. Because that whole year you worked, that momentary happiness is just for a minute. You take that chocolate box and toffees and go to the neighbors. Hey, auntie, hey, uncle, I passed my SSLC. Here, take this sweet, or you give some peda. The day is over, finished. Next day, again, anxiety starts. Again, 2 years of hard work. Again, you study, intermediate board. Then whether I should go to this college, that college, this course. Oh, anxiety. And again, that is finished. Momentary happiness for a day, 2 years of hard work for 1 day of happiness. That is finished. Again, the next goal starts. So it is ending. The happiness is momentary, fleeting. For 1 day happiness, you have to work for 2 years. For 1 day happiness, you have to work for 15 years. Because that's already finished. So Krishna is explaining in Bhagavad Gita. Yahi samsparsha jaboga dukkayo nava yenate adivanta anta kaunteya. So I'll read from here because I may miss some words. What is that is in 522. Chapter 5, text 22. Krishna is telling, you are searching for happiness which is limited and it will end, and it is a source of your unhappiness. Your happiness is the source of unhappiness. Can you understand this? Only the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, can make this statement. No ordinary human beings or any devatas can make this statement, because he has created the whole system. Only he can tell exactly what is happening. If you don't come to Bhagavad Gita, we'll still stay confused, and you read the book which is printed, In Pursuit of Happiness, or some movie, this, that. 3 hours movie is over, you come home, again you're unhappy. You still don't get the answers. Only when you come to Bhagavad Gita, you get the proper answers. Beautifully, I'll read this beautiful shloka, I will read. Yahi samsparsha bhoga dukkayena ya evate adi antavantah kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. An intelligent person does not take part in the sources of misery which are due to contact with the material senses. So whatever we are doing to get happiness through our material senses, through eyes we want to see some beautiful things, to ears we want to hear some beautiful music, to the tongue we want to enjoy some beautiful food, to the skin we want to touch something soft and enjoy that softness. The pleasures, and then we want to walk to some beautiful places. So the 5 karmendriyas, 5 gnanendriyas, through that we are trying to get all this happiness. Krishna is telling, Yehi samsparsha jaboga dukkha yenaya evate adi antavantah kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. An intelligent person does not take part in the sources of misery which are due to contact with the material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and an end. Finished. You go to movie, very happy, got the ticket, and you go in, enjoy popcorn, movie finished, come out, finished. Your happiness is over, and on the way home, your husband and wife are both fighting already, the children are fighting. Again, the other things will start. It is finished, that happiness is over. They have a beginning and an end, and so the wise man does not delight in them. So when you are living in this material world, this is a part of this world. We have to use these senses, we have to acquire these things. Krishna is not against this material happiness, but he is pointing to the limited nature of this happiness. He is telling that there is something higher. That's where we have to understand. Because why it is on the wrong platform? Because you are not this body. You are the spirit soul. You are Atma. 2nd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains beautifully by various verses. Now the soul has no birth, no death. The body has birth and death. Body is limited, soul is unlimited. The soul cannot be cut into pieces, only body can be cut into pieces. The soul cannot be burnt, only body can be burnt. Like this, around 50 odd differences between the body and soul he gives. And imagine what we are doing. Because we think we are this body, we are suffering. Although we are trying to get happiness, we get a momentary happiness. That happiness is finished, again the distress will start. That's why we're thinking, I'm missing something. This perfect man, he has everything perfect, good degree, good physical health, good mental health, good wife and family and children, good bank balance, good money, nice car to drive, good respect in the society, but still he is missing something. Why? Because he is identifying with the body, and he's trying to enjoy on a different platform. The actual platform is the soul. Only the soul you understand, and you minimize this pursuit of material happiness, and you go into the soul related happiness, spiritual happiness, then you have lasting happiness, unlimited happiness. Once you experience that happiness, this lower happiness looks like it's nothing, right? Krishna in Bhagavad Gita explains this: material happiness, spiritual happiness. And many people understand material happiness. Most people, all of us understand. 100 out of 100 people understand material happiness. But some people come to this Brahman realization: I am not this body, I am spirit soul, aham brahmasmi. And then on that platform, when they get that realization is not easy. That also takes a lot of sadhana to understand. Theoretically understanding in this 30-40 minutes is one thing, but actually achieving that spiritual happiness, very, very minuscule percentage of people can experience that happiness. And those are explained in the 6th chapter, 21 and 22 verses, actually 4 verses, but these two are the main verses in the 6th chapter. Sukham atyantikam. It is not the proper sukha. Ehi samsparshaja bhoga, that is material happiness. On the sensual platform, on the platform of the senses, on the bodily platform, trying to enjoy and find happiness on the bodily platform. There is happiness, it is real happiness, but it is temporary, short, minimum, small. There is something higher happiness, that spiritual happiness. Krishna is explaining, when the person understands, I am not this body, I am spirit soul, and related to this spirit soul, he finds. So some people come to this second level of happiness, and Krishna goes on to explain something much, much, much more deeper beyond the spiritual happiness. Let us understand the 1 or 2 lines, 6th chapter Bhagavad Gita, like 21, 22nd verse. I will read. Sukham atyantikam yattat buddhigrahyam atindriyam veti yatra na chaivayam stitaschalati tatvataha. And he goes on to explain, yam labdhva chaparam labham manyate nadikam tataha yasmin sthito na dukkhena gurunapi vichalyate. In that joyous state, one is situated in boundless transcendental happiness. So the first one is material happiness, second one is spiritual or transcendental happiness. This transcendental happiness is not easy. Krishna explains in the previous chapters how people in different yugas like Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Kali Yuga, all the ages, different people, different procedures, different methods, they come to understand this spiritual happiness. That spiritual happiness is situated in boundless transcendental happiness realized through transcendental senses. That means you senses also, from material senses, every sense has got a inside another sense. I'll give you best analogy to understand. What are material senses? What are spiritual senses? Material senses. Say take this hand and there is a gloves. You are wearing a gloves. Now with this gloves, if you touch something soft, you don't experience the real softness of that. Whatever you want to enjoy that soft thing, let's say a flower, wearing a gloves, you cannot experience that softness of that flower. Now when you remove the glove and then touch the flower, you get the real feeling of that softness of the flower. Similarly, this hand is external. This is like a glove on another sense inside, which is the transcendental sense. Now Krishna is giving the secret that you must get into that transcendental platform of the transcendental sense. This material hand can only experience certain level. With the spiritual hand, you can touch something which even your material hand cannot experience. Just like that, Your gloves, with the gloves on, you cannot experience the real softness of the flower. Similarly, with the hand, you cannot experience the real things as much as your transcendental senses. Every senses, I just give you this example to understand. So, realized through transcendental senses, established thus, one never departs from the truth, and upon gaining this, he thinks there is no greater gain. So that yogi is thinking there is no other greater gain. Now I have found spiritual happiness beyond the material happiness. So some people discover that after great endeavors, they will discover that transcendental happiness. Being situated in such a position, one is never shaken, even in the midst of greatest difficulty. This indeed is actual freedom from all miseries arising from material contact. Now, if you think that is the end, no, that is not the end. Then he goes on to explain much deeper level. Material happiness, spiritual or transcendental happiness. The third one, that is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. He comes to that called as devotional happiness. Material happiness, spiritual or transcendental happiness. Beyond that, the third happiness, much deeper level. Nobody will explain all this. Only Krishna can give through Bhagavad Gita this knowledge, and very few people, less than the people who have experienced the second level of happiness, much lesser people are there who can give this particular knowledge of devotional happiness. How rare is this knowledge? And because of the great endeavor of certain acharyas and because of the technology, we are trying to get this to the people. This is rare. So what is that devotional happiness? Brahma bhuta prasannatma na shochati na kankshati. So this is in the chapter 18 and text 54. One who is thus transcendentally situated at once realizes the Supreme Brahman and becomes fully joyful. He never laments or desires to have anything. He is equally disposed towards every living entity. In that state, he attains pure devotional service to me. He is telling, just now I told you, once you understand I am not this body and I am a spirit soul, you get the second level of happiness. He says that is the stepping stone, that is just this bottom minimum thing. Beyond that is devotional happiness. From that you will come to this. In that state he will attain my devotional service unto me. And then text number 55. Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaschasmi tatvataha tato mam tatvato gnatva vishate tad anantaram. One can understand me as I am, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, only by devotional service. There is no other way. You do this yoga, that circus, this thing, that thing, you may achieve the second level of happiness. But this highest level, third level of happiness is only by bhakti yoga you can understand. Yoginam api sarvesha Madgatenantaratmana Shraddhavan Bhajate Yo Mam Same Yuktatamo Mataha. Among all the yogis, my devotee, my bhakta is the highest yogi. Krishna declares earlier chapters. And here he is telling, you can get to this third highest, deeper level of happiness only through bhakti. Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaschasmi tatvataha. One can understand me as I am, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead only by devotional service. And when one is in full consciousness of me, by such devotion, he can enter into the kingdom of God. So Krishna is telling. So what is the point in getting bhakti and bhakti happiness? He says the purpose of life is to enter the kingdom of God. This is the purpose of life. He is declaring here. So, what is the purpose of life? We'll recap. The purpose of life is to find happiness. But the only problem is most people are trying to find happiness on material platform. And a few minuscule of people with great endeavors for years and years of sadhana, they may understand Aham Brahmasmi. I am not this material body, and they realize I am spiritual body, and through that spiritualized senses, they can experience that Brahman, and that is very, very high happiness, which is unlimited happiness. But deeper than that, much, much more deeper, from that stage, you can go into the devotional service or devotional happiness. And that devotional happiness, Krishna is telling, you come back to me. That is the purpose of life. That means, in spite of achieving all your material happiness, material pursuits, material goals, after understanding everything, achieving all the goals, you become very famous person, this, that, all has happened. You are still missing something in heart, because your heart is not happy. The soul is not happy. That's why whatever you achieve, you still feel empty. And you go on and go on in search. Maybe I do this. This movie I saw, okay. Again, scroll. Watch another movie. After watching, while watching, maybe a little bit happiness. After watching finished, your happiness, you are not satisfied. Again, scroll, this channel, that. Because that is as a very limited happiness, and we are trying. So, Krishna is telling intelligent people, look for something more deeper. And Krishna gives 3 levels of happiness: material happiness, spiritual happiness, and devotional happiness. And the purpose of life is to go through these stages. We don't have to go through. Once we directly go to devotional happiness, we don't have to go step by step. We have to spiritualize and devotionalize our material happiness. We have to devotionalize our spiritual happiness, and we have to devotionalize our devotional happiness. This is the whole set. Devotional happiness is the whole set. And once you achieve devotional happiness, the spiritual or transcendental happiness is inside the devotional happiness, and your material happiness is also inside that. These are subsets inside this whole set. So once you get this devotional happiness, you are not missing any of your material happiness also, any of the spiritual happiness. Whatever they are experiencing, you are experiencing that plus this. But they can experience only material happiness. They cannot experience the other two. The second person can only experience 1 and 2. But devotees of Krishna can experience all the 3. Okay? I'll stop here. I hope you got some insight into this. What is the purpose of life? And if it touched your heart something, and you still may have some doubts, even after hearing all this, for most of you people, this is the first time you are hearing something like this. Doubts will arise. Something may come in the mind. Don't hesitate. Please ask your questions, because this is not a live sessions. We are going to come up with live sessions where live crowds can ask us the questions and we can live give answers. This is just a beginning. You have questions, put it in the comment box, and then we will try to create a content. And meanwhile, we are also planning live classes through which you can interact and get the answers. Okay, please subscribe if you are not yet subscribed. Please copy and forward to anybody who you think this may be of some use to them. And have a great evening. Have a great day. Have a good life. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.